Okay, so I have a quick message for you. All right, first, okay, whoever I'm talking to right now, you were meant to be a star. Okay, with this Wheel of Fortune energy, you are destined for great fortune. They don't woke up a beast. Okay, somebody was definitely playing in your energy, trying to play in your face. Somebody definitely had you probably feeling like you aren't who you are, right? It seems as though somebody was very committed to playing on like your confidence level. And honestly, I literally had this conversation with someone the other day. It's like, when you're beautiful, there are individuals that are going to try to not make you feel beautiful, right? When you're intelligent, there are individuals that are going to try to play on your intelligence. And it's all, that's why like everything begins and ends with self-love, right? Because you know who you are. So when you know who you are, there was no one that is going to take you away from that like self-realization, right? Yeah, so we got Two of Wands. Somebody, like, there's definitely something for you to anticipate. Okay, I definitely could be talking to an Aries energy. Like, your third eye is wide open. Okay, and that and that has some individuals shook. Okay, somebody is definitely like, what? Yeah, and it's due to your success. Like, you literally rose like a phoenix from the ashes, and this individual is just thirsty as hell. It's like they want to bring you down. They want to keep some type of a narrative going that is clearly it's not going right. You have triumphed. Okay, there were individuals that tried to attack your finances. They tried to attack probably your love life, or it could have been in general like relationships that you have, right? And you made a lot of positive changes. Like, you're definitely navigating through adversity with a lot of grace. Okay, expect a rapid change when it comes to some type of situation. So if you've been dealing with someone that's been like picking with you, and maybe you've been silent, you know, you haven't really been speaking up, you haven't really been saying your piece, and you're mostly like waiting for the Most High to really guide you on how to navigate this situation. All right, yeah, and it's like this same individual that, you know, probably like did something wrong to you. They are going to be reaching out to you to seek some type of redemption. Somebody is definitely your energy that wants some type of forgiveness for something. Okay, and it has a lot to do with your generosity. Okay, you are definitely a giver, but you're also learning how not to give too much of yourself, especially to situations that no longer serve you, right? And it's because you're protecting your peace. You know, you're focused on resting, relaxing. You know, there could be certain things that you're contemplating on, but you're definitely making like informed decisions. You know, probably in the past, like, you made a lot of decisions like out of anxiety, but honestly, before you take the next step, like, you always consult with the Most High, and then you also make sure you're taking the time to think and not letting your emotions pretty much come in the way of like how you're operating or interacting like with others. Okay, somebody is definitely thinking, yeah, because in the past, it's like you had situations that you probably didn't really think before you went to it or towards it, and it left you feeling like very trapped, right? And it's like you have broke free from a lot of constraints, and it's mainly from you like maintaining healthy boundaries, right? You definitely have a lot of clarity when it comes to moving forward, and it's leading to a lot of new opportunities to come in. All right, what's on its way in, Holy Spirit? Yeah, you're definitely transitioning from like a very hard cycle. Okay, and you know, this individual that's coming towards you, because I asked what's on its way in, and like, someone is like, they think that you're the cure to like some type of sadness, some type of depression. And honestly, how the energy is feeling, it feels like plain old guilt. You know, you're coming up as Queen of Pentacles, as to where you're very nurturing. Okay, and someone is trying to like make the peace in some type of a situation. Yeah, with this King of Cups, it's like you're viewed as very kind, you're viewed as very empathic, but it's like the way that somebody handled you wasn't very kind or empathic, you know. And it seems as though in your energy you are very forgiving, but it's like when you walked away, yeah, you walked away, you know. So you're definitely looking towards your new beginnings, you know. You're focused on your abundance. You're definitely focused on your stability. And also, individuals that you are focusing on are the ones that provide you with a lot of security, right? The same individuals that are like in a place of peace, just like you, right? And you're definitely attracting those type of individuals that are having goals but also meeting their goals, right? Because there's individuals that can talk, you know, they could talk a good game. They could say, I want to do this, I'm gonna do this, I can do this, but when it comes to actions matching those words, they really don't step up to the plate, right? And that could be something that could have happened to you a lot in the past, okay? It definitely could have happened with a situation dealing with an earth sign, so a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo. Heavy Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And it's like you're going towards new, right? But what you're being called is to really let go of outdated mindsets, right? And I'm gonna give an example for someone because this was very like specific. You have a lot of new beginnings coming your way, right? So maybe if in the past, right, you had a bad situation with, for example, a Sagittarius, you're probably gonna meet like another Sagittarius, but you're not being called to like have this outdated mindset like all Sagittarius are the same, or you know what I'm saying? Like doing things like that is not healthy, okay? Because everyone is different. Yeah, with this Page of Wands, it's like you're definitely being called to like really explore. Okay, you're really being called to explore more, especially when it comes to meeting new people, right? Because it's not like the past. You're not moving out of anxiety. You're not moving out of fears. You've done a lot of healing work, right? So you're definitely in the season that you are learning from trial and error, right? Because now you do know when to walk away, right? And your passion is going to lead you to a lot of success, right? And then also there's a lot of passion in this energy as to where you have like so much passion, so many feelings about your future, right? It's like you can feel that things are gonna be successful, right? I could definitely be talking to somebody that is opening up a new business. You could be going to school, probably going back to school, but you're definitely like working towards like achieving something. What else, Holy Spirit? Yeah. All right, you definitely are walking into a season of feeling very fulfilled. Like you are in your victory era as to where everything that you set out to do, it will be successful, right? And that is not just words. That is something that you actually believe, right? And it's due to your strength, because now you know that you are able to stand on your own 2 feet, right? And when it comes to these obstacles that may try to come your way, you know that you can overcome these obstacles because you have already made it through the worst, right? You've probably experienced the worst type of people. You probably have lived like in the worst type of environment, right? And you definitely came out on top. And now you're enjoying nurturing your skills. You're also enjoying like developing these skills. You're probably finding like new talents that you have, you know. You're finding like new things that like in let me see, like you're finding new things that are like inspiring actions. Yeah, like I'm hearing action. So somebody's probably like taking like a dance class. You're probably like taking like boxing classes or something. I don't know. But you're releasing the need for control, right? You're realizing that you cannot control another individual. The only thing that you can do is to control yourself. And that is definitely a good space to be, because that means that you are putting the outcome of situations into the most high, into the hands of the Most High, as to where you are releasing that burden of always wanting to know how a certain a certain situation is going to end up, or it could be how a certain individual is going to respond to you, right? What else, Holy Spirit, they need to know? Yeah, like you having control issues in the past, it definitely led to a lot of conflicts. It led to a lot of competition as well. There was definitely someone that could have been operating like in their ego space, right? And you did a lot of self-reflection as to where you held yourself accountable for all the times that you did not act in the way you should have, or said what you should have, or did what you should have did, right? And you're very close to success. And this success is your justice. You know, this way that you have of introspection and really reflecting on yourself, it definitely has you in a good light, because there are always negative forces, right? And these negative forces are going to try to deter you from your past, from your path. But somebody's past definitely could be significant. But what I was saying was, like, you kept an upright attitude, like when you had these things that you were going through, right? Karmics. And it's like someone liked to control your emotions. They liked to pretty much know what the outcome was gonna be, right? And now you're in a space as to where no one can anticipate what you're gonna do next, what you're gonna say next. No one can anticipate like the next moves that you're making, right? Because you are on this journey to wish fulfillment, as to where these individuals are so pessimistic and they're so negative, as to where they always want to look at like the worst possible outcome like of a situation, that they cannot fathom someone receiving wish fulfillment, especially someone that they attacked so relentlessly. Yeah, and it's literally an illusion. Like someone is under some type of illusion, and it's due to their fears, right? Because they're too fearful to go on their own healing journey. So they're going to try to, well, attempt to affect your healing journey. But what this individual doesn't realize is that you are ascended past them. You're no longer on the same frequency or wavelength. So it's like they're kind of like fighting with their own shadow, okay? Yeah, it's like someone sees you celebrating, someone sees you enjoying your life, enjoying your day, enjoying the moment. You know, you're very present. And this has someone in a space where they don't know what to do, right? And it now has them in this thirsty energy, as to where now they are yearning to feed off of your energy, because you were probably giving in the past. You know, you probably gave this person a lot of advice. You know, you definitely had a lot of open communication, but it led to towers for you, right? And now this individual is sitting in the mess that they made for themselves, right? And it's like they're at a period of where they're being forced to introspect, right? And this is also a form of this individual's judgment, because they're realizing that all the outcomes that are happening now are a result of the karma that they're receiving from the energy, you know, that they put out into the universe. So if you are putting positive energy out into the universe, of course, you're receiving it back. These individuals were putting out negativity into the universe. So now that is all they're seeing, and that's all they're receiving back, right? Closing messages, Holy Spirit. Yeah, and you walked away from a lot, and it helped you to escape you being this type of individual as where you're stuck in the past and you're not really able to move forward, right? You definitely have, like, your eyes are open pretty much. You have a lot of vision, and this new beginning coming in for you is very, very passionate, right? And you are being seen right now as a free spirit. There are individuals viewing you as someone that is very idealistic, as to where someone can see why you are receiving the blessings you're receiving, why you're walking in the energy that you are, because it is shown the type of energy that you are putting out into the universe. Okay? Yeah, and like your divine inheritance is this divine love, right? And this divine love is, the main foundation of it is the love that you have for yourself. It's the love that you have for the Most High, because you are not hesitant to express that love, right? You have worked so hard on becoming secure within yourself, either becoming secure physically, financially, with your home life, with your children, whatever. But you have definitely set a very strong foundation, right? And that's attracting a lot of divine love to come towards you. right? So I'm talking to someone that definitely you need to work on having like new perspectives when it comes to new individuals that are coming in your life. Okay, you don't want to be judgmental because you're practicing this discernment, because you have this wisdom, right? The Most High is not going to forsake you in the way as though he's been holding your hand through this solitude period. So as you're coming back out into the world, you have to stand up in your strength and to know that a lot of these individuals coming towards you that are insecure, that are codependent, this is something that you're going to be able to really clock just like that. You feel me? You're not going to clock the energy when it's too late, or when you're depressed, or when something crazy happens, you know? Yeah, like you literally have made an accomplishment, right? So you're being called to realize that you have found this peace, and you are not going to have anyone to disturb that peace, right? And you also need to stand in that power because you trust the Most High. The Most High knows that you trust him. The Most High knows that you are a very faithful servant. So you also have to realize and walk in this power as if you will receive the best that life has to offer, right? Because that is something that you are manifesting in this state that you are, okay? Yeah, like you literally came up as the star. Like you have been through so much and you persevered through it. So you're not gonna have to go through those towers again because you have learned the lessons that you needed to learn, right? And that really has some individuals shook because they weren't expecting that. And now it's like there are people that are feeling this loss. They're feeling this grief and they're feeling this sorrow, okay? Someone is definitely very disappointed. And this disappointment they're feeling is something they've never felt before because these individuals are like disappointed with themselves, and it's mainly because you're working towards your future with your long-term success. So it's definitely someone that is thirsty as hell, and it's like they're watching you. They're probably watching you on like social media or something, but it's like now it's like every step that they take, it's like them being defensive over a lie they told, over a rumor they told, over just trying to upkeep a persona that is literally crumbling right before their eyes, and they really do not know what to do about that. Yeah, like someone tried to collaborate with others to do something, and it's like they're having individuals turn their backs on them while you're celebrating, and it's like you're not celebrating their demise, you're literally celebrating your abundance because you are not afraid to treat yourself and let yourself know like, hey, I'm proud of you. You're patting your own self on the back, and it's like you're proud of yourself. You're not moving in pride, you're not moving in ego, you are just proud of how far the Most High has taken you and how far you are to go even further on your journey, because you know that this is just the beginning. Okay, this is just the beginning. You are divine. Individuals that are sending attacks your way, it's not hurting you. With this Queen of Wands, you are definitely protected in the spirit realm. And then you're also able to protect yourself in the 3D, which is something that a lot of individuals don't have, right? Yeah, like somebody's lying, and it's like they're holding on to some type of lie, but they're not able to escape that lie, right? And it's due to someone being consistent. You're very consistent, right? Especially when it comes to this wealthy energy that you are in, and that is why you are attracting so much. And that's leaving someone at a stalemate. Like someone is stuck having to make difficult decisions because that's the judgment that's been cast over their life. And your judgment that's been cast is this Ace of Cups, as to where your cup is overflowing with the joy and the abundance. And you have a lot of new love coming your way because that keeps popping out. And you have a lot of choices as well. You are definitely like daydreaming about something. There's something that you really, really want. That is something that you are going to be able to achieve as long as you put the work into it. Right? You've done so much work on yourself, focused on healing yourself and your emotions, right? And now you're being called to really put the work forth towards your skills and mastering these talents that you have, because those talents that you are nurturing, that going to nurture or are nurturing, they are going to lead to success and also a road for this abundance and this divine inheritance to come in. All right. If this resonated, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Continue to live in love and light. Bye.